Welcome to the Unlimited Garage. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my 2008 Volvo XC90. This is my second Volvo I have ever had. I could tell you guys, it may not look like much, but it is a pure gem. So how did this car come to be? Well, this was actually one of my brother's finds. He found this car on the auction site. It was a salvage title car for around $600. That was the winning bid for a car, well, that looks pretty much this good. Now, I will tell you, I've got so much detail around this car, well, water doesn't even want to stick to it. Even before we put that much detailing work into the car, it still looked incredible. Now, the story about how this car got salvaged is quite an interesting one, and that's one of the things I want to cover first in this video. So let's come over here to the driver's side door. Now, here at the driver's side door, front door, right here, this is where the Carfax tells you it all went wrong, was right in this general area. And at first, we thought, maybe this car is a theft recovery. Maybe this car had a joyride done to it. It did have a few mechanical issues to the undercarriage. We thought maybe they knocked the window out of it and stole the vehicle. The weird thing is, if it's a stolen vehicle, why does it have keys? Why does it have a clean ignition? Why is the interior not tore up all that bad besides normal wear and tear from 16 years? So what really happened? Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you what happened. If you look right here, I'll bring you guys in here in a second. You're going to see an orange stripe down the plastic of this door. And what I believe happened is, this car comes from back east, where they have weird parking garages and God knows what, trees. Hell, I live out here in the desert, so I don't know much about any of this. And what I think is, I think the car got left in neutral. Somebody left the door open. The door swung open, and it caught a pole right here. The door twisted itself, shattering the glass and twisting the door. Now, my brother, as part of the repairs done to this car, he has put a jack under the door, and he tried to realign the door and fix the door. And as a result, if you don't shut it just right, it doesn't want to close all the way. But you know what? That's what a hoopty is all about. How would a door that can be adjusted with some hardcore bending and a new piece of glass salvage a vehicle? Well, guys, car is from Pennsylvania. And if you guys know your Pennsylvania laws, or maybe you're watching from Pennsylvania, you guys will know that you need a state inspection for your vehicle, and you need a smog inspection for your vehicle. And I think it's every year. One of the requirements on the state inspection is, does your driver's door close properly, and does your window operate properly? That's the two things that they want you to have when you will go to inspect a vehicle. This car did neither of those things. The damage happened in late January of this year, and the car failed the inspection in March, and the next thing you know, you see on the Carfax that the vehicle is salvage title. So here's what I'm thinking. They took this car in. It was a little thick with grime, dirty, mechanical issues, 16-year-old car stuff. They took it into the insurance. The insurance saw the damage to the door, and they said, well, it'll cost you over $5,000 to fix that door and that window. New door, paint, glass. You guys get the point. Plus, they also put X's all over the vehicle, highlighting other dents all over the vehicle. They probably put that on the report as well. As a result, the insurance said, we're not going to pay to have that car fixed, and they salvaged the car. And that's how my brother came into getting this car, for $500 to $600 from the salvage auction. Now, I did buy this from my brother, and I'm going to tell you, I paid a lot more than what he did. The thing is, I paid $4,000 for this 176,000 mile V8 beast. Now, you guys out there in the comment section may be thinking he paid $600 before taxes and shipping. He paid $4,000. That's an inconsistency. Well, you know what? If you take a car that you buy from auction and take it over to a mechanic, how much do you think that mechanic's going to charge you to get that car fixed? So I'm more than happy to pay for my brother's time, my brother's parts, to get this car fixed up by a trustworthy mechanic, because I trust my brother's mechanics more than I trust anything. We have purchased a lot of cars from my brother over the years, well, people in my family, and every single one of the cars we purchased from my brother have been just wonderful cars, and the people that don't even take care of cars, their cars have lasted an unbelievable amount of time. My brother is like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of vehicles. He can literally walk up to it and go, the midichlorians is high with this one. Or maybe that's Qui-Gon that has that skill. But you guys get the point. He has a way with the vehicles. So now let's go and give a tour of this vehicle. So when you come on down from the back here, you get a sense of that beautiful first-gen XC90 styling. I love these sport wheels, 19-inch. They do have some curb rash on them, but they have the XC engraved in the aluminum, which is really freaking nice. My brother did put ceramic all-around brakes on this. Ceramic pads, new rotors, you guys get the point. Over here, somewhere in the last 10 years, it did take an impact. So paint is a little inconsistent on this side. Coming on down, it's got nice tinted windows. You guys can see some of the flaws in the body. Sun erosion on the clear coat, that happens. Really freaking nice car here. More curb rash on those wheels. Coming around to the front, we have the nice projector headlights that actually move at night with the steering wheel, which is really nice. Now, one thing you will notice, we don't have the chrome. We have the satin chrome, or the brushed aluminum finish. Nice V8 badge, showing you that this is one of the unique ones with the 4.4 Yamaha V8. Yes, the piano surround sound motorcycle maker V8. And not to mention, boat engine. Again, over on this side, we got the sun erosion. On this side, you start to see a little bit of the dents and the scuffs and stuff. If you look right here on the pillar, not sure the camera can pick that up, we have an X. That's one of the chalk lines that they put in, and it engraved the plastic. That's really freaking nice of them. And then we come down to this side. It also had an impact in this quarter as well, so mix match paint there. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, the bumper has its scrapes, dents, dings, paint chafing, all of that from having stuff thrown in the back of it for the last 16 years. Up on the roof, paint is pretty much all intact. We have an XM antenna up there. And not to mention, it does have a newer windshield that is the SIPS windshield from Volvo. Someone had some money that took care of this car, I believe. Coming over to this door, you can start to see that damage. You can see how the door is pulled out right here. When you pop the door, you can see the orange very faintly. And like I said, it doesn't want to shut unless you get into it. Coming on into the interior, here you have those lovely blue-faced gauges. I got a little Volvo Matchbox car chilling in here. The nice metal trim. Look at these seats. These seats are so cushy, and they even have Taco Bell blowout protection right there in the middle. So if you ever eat too much Taco Bell, your gas has a place to go. No, that's a seat rip, I know. WeatherTech floor mats. So the interior is definitely not bad. Coming into the back here, we do have an aftermarket DVD player installed, which is good for the kids. As you see, I got my kids' seat in here. Back seats look very little used. We do have a lever right here that when we pull it, we can get into the trunk. I got tools and stuff back here. Always need your tools. This does have a third row seat, which is really nice. Seat pops right back in. Coming along the back here, we can see more of that nice brushed aluminum trim. That's a really cool feature. You know what else is a really cool feature? The fact that this thing has a bag catch. Most of the time they have a net. No, we have a strong piece of wood or whatever the hell this is made out of. And we can put bags of groceries all the way down. But with that closed, I mean, look at that boot. That is a hell of a boot. We also have rear AC vents back here, cargo. This thing can sit 2 small kids, 2 larger kids or adults, 1 in the middle, 2 in the front. This is a genuine 7-seater for sure. We also have speakers up here. We got the surround sound in this vehicle, the Dolby, whatever the hell they called it in these years. Taking a look under the hood, there we can see that Yamaha 4.4 liter V8. Like I said, only 176,000 miles on her. So who here wants to hear how good she sounds? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the exhaust is not stock. Now, doesn't that just sound good? How about we give it some revs? One really funny thing to note is after a nice rev like that, it smells like a boat. And that's what's really funny is, you know what Yamaha did with the 4.4 liter? After this, they reworked it into their boat motors. So technically, this thing's a boat. Well, I guess the precursor to one. As you can hear, the exhaust is not fully stock. From what I've been told, it's got 2 hollowed out cats. They were aftermarket cats. They were the secondaries. Since they were aftermarket, they were falling apart, and my brother just gutted them, and they just put straight through. We still got the OG cats, the main cats, the ones that actually matter. We also have on this, we have the resonators deleted. So it's just cats and mufflers, and it sounds that good. And you even got to hear it a little bit in a cold start to where it came back down. Every day when I start this car, it's like dopamine is released into the brain. Now let's come on inside and let's go for a spin in this bad girl. So one of the more fun things I like to point out with cars is unique little features. So here I have the Hot Wheels Volvo. Well, if I turn on the radio, guess what? There's another Volvo right there in the radio. That is pretty cool. Not to mention this has a 6-disc CD changer, satellite XM radio, and it does have down here in the console the aux port. Who remembers the aux port from back in the day? I did install me a MagSafe charger for my phone. And there's going to be our next video right there, guys. Check engine light. We are getting about 16.4 miles to the gallon. And there's the mileage. It's 177,505. This being a new YouTube channel, I don't have a mount for my camera for the windscreen just yet. So I'm going to actually put the tripod on the floor. It's got a flat floor. And hopefully you guys do not fall over during this next bit. We are now departing the station. We're going to come out here. We're going to get out to one of my streets here that's safe for, well, we're going to call it Mexico. You know, we're going to go out here to Mexico. So now I got to get out of my neighborhood, because I don't think this is Mexico. This is still Vegas. So as I approach Mexico, this vehicle does come with a 6-speed automatic transmission to go up with that V8, 311 horsepower. And I like to think with the exhaust deleted, well, it's got a little bit more to offer. So that's mic fall number 1. Let's see if we have any more. I'm just going to come around here, do a U-turn, and we're going to give it some beans here in Mexico. We've arrived. Okay, so now that we are in Mexico, let's go ahead and let's do a nice little pull. 1, 2, and let's go. That's 60. And we're going really fast. And now we need to stop before we hit a landscaping truck in Mexico. You know, Mexico's got those landscaping trucks. Got to watch out for those. So yeah, that is pretty much a 0 to 80 pull. Really, really hardy. Really nice. I like it a lot. And that is with a emissions P2272 check engine code. So now that you guys got a little sense of how it can drive, and that's with the AC on as well, let's get you guys back to the house, and we'll wrap up this video. Well, that was the introduction of the Volvo. There is plenty of things for us to do with this car on the channel. As you guys can see, it brings a lot of joy. It ain't much, but it's got it where it counts. And that's why we have decided, and when I say we, my brother and I, we decided to name this car the Graphite Skipper. If you guys know your Star Wars, Graphite Skipper is another name for the Millennium Falcon. It ain't much, but it's got it where it counts. Up next on the channel in a couple of days, we're going to be tackling the P2272 engine code. And what that comes down to is something to do with either an exhaust leak, fuel injectors, mass airflow sensor. There's a whole list of things. This is where the first lessons of the channel are going to come into play because, well, we have a smoke detector. We bought that on Amazon for under $80. This will help us check for vacuum leaks and, well, we could shove it up the exhaust pipe and check for exhaust leaks that way. Anywhere that there's a leak on a vehicle of air, like you're getting exhaust fumes into the cabin, smoke detectors are an excellent thing to check for that because they will send a plume of smoke out of the leak. So if you got an exhaust leak in the rear hatch because you got bad rubber seals in your cabin, well, you'll find it with this. Same thing with shoving it down the exhaust pipe. Same thing with shoving it down the intake and looking for a vacuum leak. These older European cars, most of the time, they're going to be hindered by emissions codes, and that's why this is going to be your number one friend. Your second number one friend is going to be a basic Autel scanner. Now, these are on sale for about $120 off right now on Amazon. I just picked this one up. It's kind of funny, 2 years ago I bought the same one and I never thought I was going to work on an old car ever again, and I sold it, and the moment I got this thing and I got that code, I got this scanner. This is a Autel tablet scanner. It runs on the Android platform, and what it will do is it will show us all of the data values of the mass airflow sensor, O2 sensors, and other various components of the vehicle. So if we actually have a sensor failure and not a exhaust leak, vacuum leak, we'll know with this, because this won't do us any good, obviously, and then we know what part to replace. Spending under $500 between these two tools will save you so much money versus just throwing a parts cannon at it. Just because I am not an experienced mechanic and I work out of my garage does not mean I need to go buy O2 sensors, mass airflow sensors, and other things just because a code says stuck O2. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. I am so excited to show you guys all of that stuff and how it works and see if we can find out why the hell I have that code. So we'll see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm a little nervous because I never did car reviews before, but I've always wanted to do it. So now, here we are. Let me know how you think about it down in the comments below by leaving a comment. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe. Like the video as well. Share it with your friends. And on that one, we'll see you on the diagnostics episode in a couple of days. Thank you so much for watching.